The views expressed in this podcast are solely those of the hosts. All creative works discussed or reviewed are the intellectual property of the creators of said stories and are being used under the Fair Use Doctrine. Welcome to Of Swords and Soulmates, a podcast where we read, watch, and discuss fantasy and sci-fi stories spiced with romance and ask, is this a kissing book? I'm one of your hosts, Mari, and with me I have Kelly.
Hey everyone, it's Kelly. We also have Ashley.
Hey guys, it's Ashley. We also have Jonathan.
What's good, everybody? It's JP.
Woo! Woo! I would say everything is good. Everything's good in terms of the tone of the book that we got to read for this episode, because it was a lot of fun. So today we're going to be discussing Bromantasy by Marie Roche. But first, as always, some news. And how do we have some news? I mean, there's not huge news, but there's a lot of news. So buckle in, folks. First thing I have is that we got a blurb for Ruby Dixon's upcoming book. We've mentioned this book before. It's the villain origin story. It's like a new series or new world that she's starting. It's not part of the Ice Planet Barbarians. It's not part of any of her other stuff. So it's villain origin story. It's coming out February 2nd, 2027. The blurb is, a poor village girl enters her villain era with the help of the resident evil tyrant. And it says, everyone has their limit. Jocelyn just hit hers. Life has never been easy for a poor, uneducated village girl, especially one with a crooked back that has some villagers muttering that she's been cursed at birth. But when things in Jocelyn's life go from bad to progressively worse, it fills her with intense frustration. And it goes on to basically how she's decided to become a villain and how the other character, the Scourge King, helps her. The reason I read that, though, was Ruby Dixon posted something about this book. I first read it on her Facebook, but that she posted it on her Instagram as well. She was talking about the choices she made for that Jocelyn character, the heroine, in Villain Origin Story. How she describes it as crooked back. Basically, the main character has scoliosis. And then she went to talk about how she was diagnosed with scoliosis. Ruby Dixon, at like age 5, she had to wear a body brace for like 23 hours a day for like, I don't know, 10 years or something of her life. And she still had to have back surgery that fused her back, which is why, we always hear this throwaway, oh yeah, she doesn't travel because she wants to sleep in her own bed. She's got back problems. Well, like, these are the back problems. Not fairly. It sounds to me really serious. I don't know. I'm not a medical person, but when they have to fuse your spine, that sounds pretty severe.
Yeah, that's definitely a tough one for sure.
Yeah. And so she said, fusing your spine doesn't magically fix it. It just stops the curvature from progressing. My spine is still crooked. My shoulders do not align, and I still struggle with back pain. Certain chairs are miserable. Hotel beds are awful. I have sent my back into spasms over something as small as stepping off a sidewalk. It's expected to grow worse over time, and as the discs that aren't infused are doubling their workload and are wearing out faster. She goes on to say, this is why I wrote a heroine with scoliosis. A few years ago, I was having back pain and laid up in bed, so I was thinking about my spine, and I looked for reads on scoliosis, and I looked for adult characters, I looked for anything that represented what I dealt with. And she was basically saying how she didn't find it, so she wrote it. She didn't find what she was looking for, the representation that she was looking for, so she ended up writing it. She says that the experiences of the main character are hers, but that, her version of scoliosis or her experience of scoliosis isn't everyone's version or everyone's experience of scoliosis. So she's still got like sensitivity readers and other people with scoliosis to like, put in their 2 cents of it. I thought it was interesting that she spoke up about that. Like if she had ever done that before, I'd never seen it. And it makes me more interested to read the book and the character.
Yeah, I agree. I think one of the touch points that I picked that I'm picking up on still as a reader as we go down this journey of romantasy is that when I got into it, I just thought, oh, here are these kissing books, but really they're outlets and representation for people who are experiencing all sorts of different journeys. So when you say like she was laid up and she started looking for reads that included some representative characters that she could relate to. People, it represents empathy.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a window of literature that was foreign to me.
Yeah. Well, and that's what a lot of studies have said, that like people who say that reading fiction is a waste of time, studies have actually shown that reading fiction makes you more empathetic. You can't possibly experience every aspect of the human condition, but you can read about a lot more than you can experience yourself. And it gives you a little bit of like a touchstone of what other people might be going through that are living in, walking in shoes that are not your own.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Next bit of news. Raven Kennedy, who wrote the Guild series, has a new series coming out called Played by the Piper. And it's a duology, and it's based off the story of the Pied Piper, which never thought I'd be saying that there'd be a romantasy based off of the Pied Piper. But then again, her Guild series is based off of like King Midas. So she's got these weird myths that she picks and rolls with. The first one is going to be called The Sweetest Fiend, and it's going to be released this year, September 22nd, 2026. The second book is not yet titled, or at least the title isn't released, but it's going to be coming out in 2027.
That sounds super interesting.
It does to me, too. I'm curious to see where it's going to go and how she's going to turn that into like a romantasy type story. But like I said, I really enjoyed the Guild series overall, the Played a Prisoner series overall. So
it was such so I just finished this series after starting it like 6,000 years ago.
You started it before me.
Yeah, like pandemic days, right? Or just post. So I actually went back, reread, caught up, because I didn't even know where I'd stopped. And so admittedly, the series itself was very like entrancing. I was devouring it at some point. I don't know that I loved the ending, like the final ending, but she did quite a bit of world building, like in almost like, a movie kind of way. And just the way that, the problems snowballed and escalated and evolved. Mm-hmm. And then, how she made you feel for characters that you despised, in book 1 versus book 5, or 6. I think it ended up being 6. So yeah, I think, she's an amazing storyteller after only reading that series, and it was a substantial series. So I would be curious about anything else, that she releases. Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't think I've read anything else by her other than the Played a Prisoner series. But I agree. I think it was a really interesting, fully fleshed out world. I wanted to know more about a lot of the side characters. Like I would read a short story or a novella about a good many of the side characters.
Right. No, so. I agree. I almost wonder, like I do recall in the midst of it, I was like, it was almost like she was making it up as she went along. Like shit just really would go sideways, but like in a good way. Like I wasn't upset at it. It didn't feel chaotic. It was just like, man, this also kind of feels like left field, you know? But yeah, no, zero complaints about that series. I thought it was pretty eloquent, and I thought she took an older fable and made it into something new pretty successfully.
So yeah, we'll see where this Pied Piper situation goes. So I have pre-ordered it. So I'll be reading it hopefully like in September or October.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I'll let you guys know what I think. Next bit of news I have is Heather Fawcett announced books 4 and 5 are coming of the Encyclopedia of Fairies, Emily Wilde series, which I thought was done. I think everybody kind of thought was done. But book 4 is coming out January 19th, 2027. It's going to be called Emily Wilde's History of Dark Fairy. And then book 5 is also coming out, she said, but she didn't release the name of it or anything. I really enjoy those books.
She's kicking these out fast, too, it feels like.
Have you read them, Ashley?
I read the first one.
I haven't read the first one, but I think we own the first and second.
I would suggest, if everyone is on board, that we could maybe read the first one for like a January read, because it takes place during like winter, but it's not really like a Christmas festivity kind of thing, but it's definitely in like a winter setting. So I think that would be a good one. That's not a bad idea. We have to read in January. I agree. I think everyone will enjoy it. It's good audio. It's good reading, physical reading. It's good both. I've read it twice. I read it physically first, like with my eyeballs, and then I read it, listened to it. The first one is still my favorite, I think, of all of them, but it's a really good story in general. So maybe we can read that in January. Read the first one in January as the fourth one comes out.
I'm absolutely into it. I forget how I ended up. Oh, I probably just bought them on a sale. That's what it was. Like there was like a book.
They're really pretty. Like the covers are really pretty. They draw
they
you
are
in.
Really pretty.
Yeah. And the premise is really interesting. And, like a lot of fantasy settings and things with magic, like things don't equivocate 100% to what our world, but the main character is definitely neurodivergent coded. I don't know if it's autism, but she's definitely neurodivergent. So it's a really interesting take that she has on the world. And the vast majority, if not all, is in her voice. So you get a lot from her viewpoint, which is interesting. Either way, I'm really excited about it. I've liked those books a good bit. I really have enjoyed reading them. Next thing I have is Monsterotica BookCon 2027 exhibitor applications are now open and live. They'll be live through July 22nd. So this is if it goes out to anyone who wants to be an author there or a vendor or a narrator. Basically, if you want to have a table or a booth or whatever at Monsterotica BookCon 2027, you have until July 22nd of this year, 2026, to get that application filled out and turned in. They said that any applications released after that are going to be automatically waitlisted. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means like if somebody else, cancels that you would be tapped in. I don't know. But I would say if you're interested in doing any of those things there, get your application in before the 22nd. Also, I would say please do not get your feelings hurt if you don't get picked, because apparently they've gotten like massive amounts of people applying, and they're not a huge con. So they're having to turn down a bunch of people. So if you have tried and you didn't get it, it's not indicative of your work or the quality of your stuff. It's just they can't have everybody.
Do you think they're going to expand?
Several people have asked, Unfortunate Reads, Cassie, she's the one who puts it on, have asked her about that. And if it's going to grow a little bit. Like this one was a little bit bigger than last one, but it's not going to be a huge thing because I think it'll be really easy to lose what makes it charming if it gets too big. Right now it's got a very like weird family reunion vibe. Yeah. And I think if it gets too big, well, they would have to move to a different hotel for starters, because they, I think, used up just about every free spot it felt like that hotel had, which is not the end of the world. The big Baltimore, not the big, but a big Baltimore Convention Center is kind of across the street from that hotel, so it wouldn't be the end of the world. So there's space to be had, but I think they also don't want to grow so big that it becomes unmanageable.
It's interesting that they care, right? Because most of these book convention situations we've seen, kind of exploit the ability to grow faster than one should. And I feel like we were very spoiled very early on, by Fabled Fantasy events and Bromantasy BookCon, because the one we went to after that, like, I'm not trying to bash anybody, but it seemed fairly hyped, even though it was very inexpensive. And I know that when we all showed up, we were like, oh, this
our
feels
expectations didn't match the event.
Yeah,
for sure.
It was like a book fair, not like a book con. I was expecting like rows and rows and rows of stuff, and there just wasn't. So, kudos to Monsterotica BookCon for, keeping it small and keeping it charming. And even if it means limited availability across the board, to us, it is quality, right? We want to make sure that we're investing our time and money and energy into things that produce quality events, at least, on our side. So that's interesting that they're taking that stance, and good for them. Yeah.
My understanding, so Cassie with Unfortunate Reads, she's an author, but she also, I think, does maybe publishing. And I feel like she's either produced other cons before or has been involved in the production of other cons before. So I think she has a lot of like event experience. So she knows, I think, a lot of what not to do. So as
Good
long
for
as I
her.
get to go, I'm going to be going because it's as a just a pure attendee. I don't know anything about the exhibitor side, but as a pure attendee, it's a great experience. So whatever she's doing it right. So we'll see. I hope that continues to happen every year, and I hope it continues to grow in a way that works for everybody. So
Sure. Yeah.
okay, this next thing I heard about in several places from several people. I know Kelly found some stuff, I think, on Reddit about it, and I saw some stuff on Instagram and TikTok. So if you guys, by the time this comes out, I assume everyone will have already heard about it, or I know it's kind of old news at this point, but I just wanted to kind of talk about it a little bit. Are you guys aware of the whole hot girls read fiasco?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, for anybody who doesn't know who's listening, there was a small book merchandise business that decided that they were going to trademark the phrase hot girls read, ostensibly or supposedly, allegedly, to protect their brand. And I think that they started like sending letters to other small businesses that were using that terminology. And it became a big thing online because then people looked up other very common phrases that are also trademarked. Like apparently, I think the word bookmark is trademarked.
I think it was book boyfriend.
That one too is trademarked.
Yeah, I didn't know bookmark.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Blind date with a book is trademarked. Yep. A blind date with a book is trademarked as a separate thing. Just lots of things. I think TBR is trademarked. Smut TBR is trademarked. But there were some different people who posted things on like different social media who said they were attorneys, and they were talking about it. And basically, if you were using that phrase before the trademark kicked in, you can easily fight that. Of course, that's easy to say, but if you're a small business who can't afford an attorney and you get a cease and desist letter, you may not be able to afford to fight it.
Right.
But there was an author a business author who fought the trademark for Hot Girls Read, and it started to get investigated. And then before it got fully pulled as being an unviable trademark, the person who initially tried to trademark it pulled it back, canceled the trademark themselves.
Oh, I don't think I knew that.
Yeah. And then posted an apology saying that they were trying to protect their business. I don't want to judge either way. I've seen different people say different things either way as to whether the apology is sincere or not. But ultimately, like what needed to happen happened. Like the trademark went away.
Yeah.
So I would say a win. Last bit of news. Nope, I've got two things. Second to last bit of news I have is that the Villains and Vixen con that we're going to later this year in Orlando, they're starting to announce the topics of their panels. I think they just have had one that they've announced. It's called Rebels, Renegades, and Feminine Rage. And it's going to have B. Northwick on it, which we've read one of her books.
Love.
Geneva Monroe, which I talked to in depth, and I love the idea of her books. I just haven't gotten in the right headspace or mood to read them. She writes this like dark Wizard of Oz retelling, but they're like mafia, and it's white shoes. So
heck yeah,
I like the whole mafia Oz aspect of it. The white shoes just isn't as much my jam, which is why I haven't read it. But she was a sweetheart to talk to, and the concept seems really cool. So anyone who's into that, I would recommend checking her stuff out. H.M. Wolf, which I've seen everywhere lately. But I've not read any of her stuff. Ophelia Rain, I've not read any of her stuff. And Rhiannon Hargadon, I'm so sorry. I've not read any of her stuff. But those are the panelists at that panel. So be interesting to see what they have to say.
This is a new one for us, right? So it's
this is the first time us going. I do believe that this is the first time having it in Florida. Next year it's going to be back in Texas.
Yeah.
They've announced 2027 is going to be back in Texas.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So we got like one good shot at it.
Yeah.
One shot. Do not miss your chance
exactly.
to blow. Well, I'm ready for spaghetti. I think it's interesting to see how different event promoters kind of pull stuff off. And I think maybe we just kind of we stumbled into a good one. You've had better. You've had good venues to be to partake in. But I think for us, we stumbled into a good one, and then we had a mediocre one, and now we're going to figure out, like, we'll have this new promoter, and who knows, maybe we'll be soaking in the concept of this Villains and Vixens. Maybe that'll make us want to travel to Texas. I'll tell you what, if Texas meant kind of bumping into Ruby Dixon, then yeah.
Yeah, I believe that Ruby does do Villains and Vixens. I know she did it last year. I guess last time I was in Texas. Yeah, I know she did it. But my issue with Villains and Vixens is, I believe that I think when I looked it up, and I may be wrong, I think it happens like either right before or right after Dragon Con. Like, I'm talking like the week right before or right after.
No, I thought it was in the summertime. I thought it was the same time frame as the one this year in Florida. But I could be conflating.
Well,
and I may be wrong.
Look into it,
but I think that's the one time that I looked into, I was like, well, if Ruby Dixon can't travel, and this is before I knew all her back stuff, I'm like, if she can't travel, then maybe I'll just, because I go see Jeannie in Texas, like maybe I'll just go to an event in Texas. And I saw that one, and I thought that it was just a bad time for me. But I may be wrong. Yes, I would be willing to go to Texas for.
Oh, it's in April. It's just before my birthday. So April 23rd, 24th, 2027.
Well, I mean, if you want to do your birthday in Texas, is it in Austin?
Well, and Anatoly? Oh, Dallas.
Dallas.
Oh,
Dallas.
Ooh, Dallas. Go Birds. Sorry to our Dallas audience. We apologize, but we are
only a little bit though. Go Birds.
Go Birds. We're Eagles fans. Glossing over that stuff. It would be, I listen. I'm not opposed to the pilgrimage to meet the great Ruby Dixon. I have a couple. I have a few books that I'd be interested in getting her to write all over.
You only got one shot.
Oh, don't get me started.
Well, we can, we can definitely brainstorm that. See about doing it. Like, I'd be down for it. So, would you be down, Kelly?
That's yes.
It just depends on what the work schedule is.
That's true. Yeah. So, yeah, we can maybe think about it. So we can start looking into it and see. It wouldn't be a no. Let me put it that way. Especially if it's like April is fine by me. You'd be the birthday girl, Ash. So whether you want that for your birthday or not.
You're so cute to think I actually have a say for my own birthday.
Actually, I was thinking about traveling for your birthday this year.
Mm-hmm. We'll I'm not opposed.
Okay. I'll let you choose the destination.
Yeah, as long as the kids don't have a thing, I'm cool.
Yeah, I'm good with that. A lot of Kelly Green that weekend. But I mean,
that time of year is that time of year still? It's not sports time, right?
It's always sports time for us, Marie.
I'm gonna speak to Marie now. So Marie, no. Okay. It's also plenty of time before Kansas, technically, for it to not be extreme. So we in theory could figure it out. I'm not sure how we're gonna. You should just buy the Ruby Dixon books there, best friend. Unless you already own them, and then ship them home.
Well, so what I do when I go to Monsterotica Con is I take the big luggage, and then I take the little luggage, like little carry-on. I fill my carry-on with my toiletries or whatever, and I put it inside the big luggage. The big luggage is empty other than the little luggage, and I pay for it. And then when I come back, I have the 2 bags then. So I have a whole bag that I can fill with books and stuff, and I bring my little portable scale. Because you're going to be able to fit a bunch of books, but you got to keep the weight under the weight limit for the airline. Otherwise, they charge you.
Oh,
it's fine. Call. It's doable. I gotcha.
Yeah. It's fine. It's all fine.
We can fly with a bike case. There's no weight limit.
Fuck yeah, we could. They're gonna open that bitch up and be like, "What's the bike?"
They're gonna get a hernia trying to put it on the plane.
He's smuggling his words again.
What's gonna happen is that we're gonna set a precedent. Yeah. And they're gonna be
You're gonna ruin it for everybody.
They were too.
But we can always ship books back. That's the thing. A lot of people did at Monsterotica too, is ship stuff back rather than taking it on the plane. That's another option. So,
if it fits, it ships.
Yep. Last bit of news I have is from Juliet Cross, and this isn't on her regular Instagram page, but it was on her Instagram story the other day. You know, those go away, but she said she was brainstorming about book 2 in the Southern Charm series, and she said, y'all, this is going to be, quote, y'all, this is going to be so hot. A vampire witch and broody warlock professor. Get ready, Stay a Spell fans. End quote. I'm so excited.
You know, I'm excited about this.
Me too.
I'm excited about this because maybe she's used one of my fuckery words here.
Could be.
I think last time we spoke to her was at the Romantasy BookCon, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she expressed to us that she was kind of that this series was sort of on the back burner.
Yeah, she was working on her like the Firebird.
The Firebird,
series.
Yeah. And then I think her daughter was there, and her daughter was like when we leaned into it a little bit, her daughter was like, see, like kind of like the personality was kind of shining through her. She's like, see, Mom, I'm telling you, get into this series again. Do a little bit more of this. And this
it's hard
Southern
to raise
Charm
parents
is like
nowadays, man.
yeah, absolutely. So I am looking forward to this. This Southern Charm is like second generation Stay a Spell.
Yes.
So it's if you've gotten through Stay a Spell and you kind of want to see what these characters evolve into, you can go into Southern Charm and it's not going to ruin a bunch of stuff, but you may get some spoiler bits for Stay a Spell if you go with one before the other. So
you know who ends up with who, obviously, you know.
Correct. Although I don't think it's a super secret.
No.
But yeah, I did enjoy Southern Charm as well.
Me too.
Or the what I forget what I have it behind me somewhere, I'm sure.
Rebel Without Claws?
Yes.
Yeah.
That you got it. So yeah, I'm stoked on this.
Me too. I really like this series of shows. I like books set in New Orleans. I like that vibe. I like the kind of modern New Orleans-y magic aspect to it, and I like the rom-comminess of it. There's some serious stuff that happens, but it's not super dark and serious all the time, you know? So.
Yeah. I wonder if it's going to follow the same kind of love chart that Southern Charm did, that Stay a Spell did, where like book one was Wolf Gone Wild, and then Southern Charm kind of follows where like that pathway. So I'm wondering if because what was book two? Book two
Vampire?
Was with the vampire, right?
Yeah.
So maybe, and it was Vampire Witch, right?
Yeah.
So maybe it's I'm not mad at it. I hope the colorways line up too.
Hint, hint.
I got the fancy. God, what was it? Was it Was it Alcrate? Fairy Loot? The ones that did like the fancy like leather looking bound ones. So I don't have those super bright colors, which is how I like it for my nice dark black bookcase. Because I love those books, but man, they're bright.
They are like they're good color blocks.
They're joyful.
Yeah, I enjoy them.
All right. Anybody else have any news before we go into the book?
I don't.
I have just a generic something to say. I didn't provide any links. I'm stoked about the wave of like Sarah J. Maas merch that we're seeing, and it's sprinkled, right? Like it's not anything major. I'm really like, I think Alex and Ani's done some stuff. Pop Sockets is doing some stuff.
I forgot to put that link in. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. We got a lot to talk about, but like, you know, if you're a Sarah J. Maas fan, it's a good time to be alive right now. We're starting to see some really interesting pieces come out. I'm ready to see more. I think some of the things that have dropped are just a little bit more like super generic, and that's probably intentional because of the books that are coming out later this year.
Yeah.
But I'm here for it because I don't think she was very heavily licensed before. And you know me, I like stuff, man. So just throwing it out there. Stuff's coming, it seems, and I'm here for it. Like, take my money.
I like several of the Alex and Annie things. I like the little lockets that open up, and I think they're really pretty. And the rings, like only Alex and Annie stuff I have are their bangles, which are
their bangles.
Fine. Yeah, they're good.
Like OG stuff. Yeah,
and I like their bangles. But I haven't ever really had any of their necklaces or rings. So I may jump on that because there's some cute ones for sure.
There's some cute pieces. Yeah.
I have one more quick thing. I don't think we talked about it last time. The book that Kelly mentioned, I don't know how many episodes back, Crier's War.
Yes.
I read Crier's War, and I read the sequel. the duology or whatever. It's really good. I would recommend if anyone is looking for a read that's like a little bit fantasy, a little bit sci-fi, a little bit steampunky, for the month of June. It's got really great world building. I mean, basically everything Kelly said. Yes, I agree. Did you read the second one, Kelly?
I did.
Yep. Did you like it, the second one too?
Not as much as the first.
Yeah. Yeah, the first one does better world building and character development, I think. But the second one kind of wraps it up a little bit. I mean, it had to go somewhere, you know. But I thought it was still pretty good, complete story to be fairly large story to be told in 2 books. Yeah, I would recommend the series or the duology or whatever to anyone who's looking for something like that. It was a good read. It was something.
It's a duology, you said?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So 2 books and you're done.
These deep series be getting me, man. Like,
I know.
The Raven Kennedy stuff, I was like, dang, there's another one. Dang, there's another one. Like, it was like the song that wouldn't end. Like,
I'm still on like book 18 of J.R. Ward Black Dagger Brotherhood. So
you knew that going in, though. You knew that going in.
I did.
Yeah, I didn't with Raven Kennedy. I thought it was like 4, maybe 5, but it's like 6.
Yeah. When I just finished reading, I think book 12 or 13 of the Dresden Files. I think it came out about a year ago. That's called 12 Months. I just finished reading that. So I'm in the middle of several very long series right now. And
You're committed.
Yeah, I kind of, they're good. But at the same time, I'm like, it's time to wrap up some of these stories. All right. So why we chose Bromantasy? Because June is Pride Month. I mean, and we were going to read something. And I saw this cover and the description, and it pulled me in. So let me tell you a little bit about it, and then we can talk about everything. So this was published very recently, May 26, 2026. So it is brand new.
It's just a baby.
It is. It is hot off the presses. So here's the little description. Fellas, is it gay to kiss your BFF while on a quest through the forest you're unqualified for? Juniper O'Reilly is good at only 2 things, demolishing a pint of mead and finding the perfect skincare routine. Everything else, taking care of the farm, bartering for goods, any sort of manual labor, falls to Juniper's best friend, the absurdly capable, endlessly patient Mo Elmthorn. But when Juniper accidentally volunteers them both for a quest to kill a fearsome monster, he knows he's finally gotten in over his head. Juniper hates camping, he hates the dark, and there's no way all these foraged mushrooms are going to sit well in his stomach. One thing he doesn't hate, how good Mo's thighs look in his questing pants. He doesn't have time to think about that, though, with a monster to hunt and their futures on the line. But monsters come in all shapes and sizes. When Juniper and Mo realize that the terrifying beast they've sworn to kill is just a scared little girl from her family, torn from her family, they're off to find not only the true villain of the story, but maybe even a happy ending. Aww. And so the cover, let me describe this cover.
Oh, please. Yes.
It has this the derpiest looking horse in existence rearing up. And on this derpy horse, there's these 2 like very fantasy labeled men in like tight pants and blousy pirate shirts. One with like a rolling pin, like you would have a sword up, and the other one has a butterfly net. And there's a flower border around the whole edge. And in that flower border, there's like a dragon, there's a little bird, but there's also a big old wedge of cheese and a big old like cup of beer. And like a drumstick with a bite taken out of it. And then on one side, there's this castle. And then the other side, there's this little, like, cottage-looking, homey little house and a cat just kind of chilling in the corner. So, and the back says, this book contains dummies to lovers. There was only one bed. Oops, we've accidentally adopted a kid. And my all-time favorite, I need to eat some cheese about this.
So first of all, I'm going to go first because nothing's going to top my experience in this. So one fun thing about Ashley is I will buy a book because of its cover, right? And we had selected this book. I knew nothing about it. I trust Marie's recommendations blindly, right? Like Marie does no wrong. So I went into this completely blind. I had no idea. I knew the name. I knew the title, right? And so when I tell you the amount of joy that this book brought me, I laughed the entire time and cringed. There were some like, oh my God, how did we like, we know how we got here, but how did we get here moments?
Yep.
There was like a lot of internal reflection, right? Because, and Juniper, I don't think I'm as like loosey goosey as Juniper is, but I do think that I am as frivolous as Juniper is. And I fully acknowledge that my partner is the strong, the smart, like he's the leader, right? Like I follow his lead until he tells me otherwise. We're very good at that communication.
Met him yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there was just a lot of like internal identification. And most of it was funny, but the way that I related to Juniper and his spazzing out and his panic, right there, that internal panic, like, oh shit, like I fucked up and now my dude's got to come save me, right? And just like the awe that Juniper had for Mo leading up to this, just like worship the ground that he walked on. I don't worship the ground Jonathan walks on, to be very clear, but I do recognize that he is the strength in our relationship and that his leadership is usually because he's looked at things in a more clear and distinct way than I have. So yeah, no, this book brought me so much joy, and to like follow them on this journey. And you like and Kelly's immediately going to point this out, like just the miscommunication trope. If they just sat down, had some emotional intelligence and had a deep talk, shit would have been way better way sooner. But man, this was a fun time. I need to eat some cheese about it. Is top tier writing.
Yes.
Who wrote this book? I hope there's more.
So here's the thing. So I thought this was her first book. So it's Marie, Maire, Roche, Roche. But actually, when you look up her like author information, this is the only book that she's written under this name. But she actually writes cozy fantasy.
Of course she does.
Or cozy mysteries. I'm sorry, not cozy fantasy. Cozy mysteries under the name Marie Roche.
Fascinating. I bet it's gold. In the way that I follow Marie's recommendations blindly, I would probably go into her books blind and love it. I enjoyed this top to bottom. I thought it covered a lot of heavy topics without making them too serious. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times we read books so that we can escape. And they did a lot of world building, a lot of character building, both in the two main characters and in the externals. Was it perfect? No, but it was a fun time. It was a real fun time. The way, like the narrator deserves an award. Truly an award. This was a top tier book. They should have charged us more for it. Like,
no, stop, Ashley. Don't talk about that. Don't say that stuff out loud.
They should know I value their work, and I would have paid more.
And they probably will. This is the paperback. There's probably going to be a hardback. That's fine. If you got the paperback early, you got the funny, cute little sprayed edges too.
Bro.
That say bro in like hot pink letters with cheese and a cat, and yes, them like dangling from ropes and things on the edges. Like,
they have a farm. They won't kill any animals. So now they're basically vegetarian, but spoiler alert, they adopt a dragon, a 5-year-old dragon.
Carnivorous dragon.
Carnivorous dragon. I don't think
She likes cheese.
She does like cheese, but I don't think she's going to be a vegetarian.
No.
Well, cheese isn't vegetarian, Ashley.
We don't eat our friends.
What were friends?
Cheese is vegetarian. It's not vegan, but it
cats are friends.
Well, cheese is generally accepted to be vegetarian, but not vegan, generally.
Correct. Yeah. If there was a part 2 to this book, I would read it. I bet it's a fun time. And kudos to her, to Marie, our friend Marie, to, writing again, something that had some fairly serious topics, especially emotional intelligence one, because you go into like the emotional trauma of an absent, negligent, slightly abusive parent. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a foreign concept to me either. And how that impacts your ability to build relationships in the future, as well as with yourself, right? Like, there was a lot of not self-hatred, but you could tell that he was frustrated with himself. He wanted to grow. He just didn't have the tools.
Right.
I loved everything about this book. I have no notes, just comments like with happy face stickers.
Yeah.
Gold
Little
star.
Heart doodles.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Kelly, what did you think?
I enjoyed the book. I thought it was good. There was a lot of funny stuff in it. It reminded me a lot of the Kimberly Lemming book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Mead Mishap series.
So, yeah, a lot of that same kind of slapstick humor, which I do enjoy from time to time. It reminds me a lot of the same kind of slapstick humor that the fantasy author Robert Asprin used to write.
Oh, yeah.
He used to write that same kind of slapstick, tongue-in-cheek type of thing. He's most famous for writing a whole series of books that was about a ne'er-do-well sorcerer and his demon apprentice / master type thing, and it was all pretty hilarious, including a dragon that was pretty dumb and almost acted like he had some kind of brain damage. And then you later find out the dragon is actually super intelligent and just can't speak because he's not mature enough to speak in human tongue.
It's like a yod baby. He's like Grogu.
It's just a baby.
Yeah, but he's like the whole time he's like thinks that, instead of thinking that the owner of the dragon, that he thinks the owner is his pet, not the other way around, and stuff like that. So it's a lot of that kind of same zany slapstick humor, which was quite fun. I felt the relationship stuff was very endearing. So overall, I thought it was a very good book. Probably I think the best book we've read this year.
Yeah. Jonathan, you want to go next? You want me to go next?
Sure. I thought it was a delightful book. I had a blast reading it. I thought it was entertaining for sure. It wasn't at first I thought it was going to be like cheesy, but not like the food kind of way.
But
it was fun. It turned out to be a lot of fun all the way through. So yeah, I'm concerned that this dragon lives with them, that this dragon doesn't go home to its mother.
Oh, its mother died.
well, its mother's dead.
Oh, I was driving.
You missed that part?
I missed that part.
Yeah, so the prince killed a dragon just after they found the little girl, and it was her mother. And that's why she comes out of the barn screaming, "Mama, Mama," because she can scent mother.
Yeah.
That might have been Tennessee.
Fuck Tennessee. Sorry.
You guys have a long drive.
We did. But yeah, no, it was, that's the only, so that clears that up for me. All right. Now I know why we got okay.
Not for nothing, I am concerned about whether or not they will attempt to bring her to what is maybe home, but I understand that to be a very long journey and an unknown. But like, did they ask her? That might be, I don't remember if they asked her like, "Hey girl, you got someone else besides your mother?"
I don't think they do. I don't think they did ask.
So that seems like a missed opportunity, but like maybe after winter, right?
Yeah, maybe after she's over this trauma.
Yeah, go check that out. But like other than that, yeah, we're good.
Yeah, Dragon Baby Protective Services will be right on it. Yeah, I'm basically with you guys. Like I was hoping that this book, based on the cover, that it would be like cheesy, rom-commy, slapsticky, like fun times with, queer gay fun times. And that was exactly what I got out of it. But I do agree with Ash too, that there was a bit more like talk about, like emotional vulnerability and, miscommunications and how feelings suck. Like there's certain parts where I'm just like, man, preach. Talking about your feelings sucks, but it's so important. And real relationships only happen if you're actually vulnerable and you actually let yourself potentially get hurt and bring your walls down and let people love you and all that crap. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the humor. To me felt like, I think you said it right, Kelly, about like a very Kimberly Lemming, but at the time after I read it, I felt like it was very almost like Princess Bride, somewhere between Princess Bride and like Assistant to the Villain, like those kind of vibes of humor. I thought the world building was really well done because even though it's mainly the two main characters, you still have a lot of other side characters that you're just like the whole time, Bill sucks. Bill, right? Bill's the worst. Bill's the worst. And then there's Fativa. And then you're like, oh, wait, maybe Bill's not the worst. Maybe they're actually like on our side, maybe not everybody is what you think they are, which I guess would be a lesson or a moral of the book is it's like, maybe not everybody is what you think they are. There were a lot of things about this book in terms of like the style and some of the messages that reminded me of, that pirate show, Our Flag Means Death, like that kind of humor, in my opinion, which I very much enjoyed. Yeah, I would love to see more by this pen name of this author to do more stuff like this. I would love to see more in this world, but even if it wasn't in this world, maybe just more by the author. I know that she has a book coming out August of this year, but I think it's for younger readers. It's basically a retelling of Little Women, but it's called Little Monsters. And the March sisters are basically monsters. So I may read that. I'm not the biggest Little Women fan, but like it sounds like a good time, and I enjoyed this reading style. So I may end up reading that later this year. But overall, yeah, this was so much fun. It was a breath of fresh air that I think we all need to take every once in a while if we get too honed in on certain tropes or book styles. This was absolutely a romantasy. 100%. You can't say it wasn't romantasy. But there wasn't like a shadow daddy, 300-year-old shadow daddy and an 18-year-old girl who like magically can save the world because of the prophecy or whatever. You know what I mean? Not that there's anything wrong with that style of book as well. But it's nice to see some variety within the genre. Like it's still a romantasy book, but it's completely different from a lot of what is popular in that genre. So
yeah, I think that the phrase you just used really hits home. It was a breath of fresh air because we've read good books, we've read funny books, we've read emotional books. And I don't know that this one was emotional, but like this one ticked a lot of boxes. Yeah. And I think it says something that we were all so pleased with it. Like it was just such a pleasure. Yeah. It was a delight, and sometimes we say that things are delightful, but like this was a delight. I was so pleased. I laughed so much. And in a situation where we needed it, because we kind of grazed on it before, but like we were in a smaller car in a long ass road trip. It's a lot of one-on-one time. It's a stressful environment because of other drivers and places you're not familiar with, and it did bring some comfort. It brought some joy, and that's what I think is the highest praise that we could give. It was a joy to read this book. But like the audiobook, if somebody didn't listen to the audiobook, you have to. It is a must.
I did a little bit of back and forth. I did some reading, and then I ended up doing audio because I was doing other things while reading. So I did a little bit of reading of eyeballs and a little bit of audio, and yeah, I think both are just so well done. Whichever way you intake it, it was just so good.
Yeah, it was. The narrator was just again top tier for me.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Anything else before we hone in on the big final question?
No.
So, Ash, is it a kissing book?
So I was prepared this time because my husband loves me and he asked me ahead of time. And I was surprised when he asked me, but I'm not surprised now. So I'm ready. I do think it's a kissing book. And I know at least one person doesn't agree with me, and that there is an argument that things could have happened with or without the other person. But I think the way that this story went would not have happened if it was not a kissing book. I think they were both very much in love with each other. Even they just didn't have the communication skills. And I think if Juniper had gone off on this adventure alone, he would have died. And I think if Mo had gone off on this adventure alone, I don't know that he would have went home with a dragon,
Right.
or been in jail or gotten hurt or done literally half of the other things that he did, because Juniper is the reason that they got into those situations. So yes, to me, this was a kissing book.
Kelly, what do you think?
Yeah, it was absolutely a kissing book.
I can't tell you how excited I am that Kelly agrees with me.
I agree with you guys. I think it's 100% a kissing book. I think that the story wouldn't have happened the way it happened if it hadn't been a kissing book. I mean, if they hadn't been in love with each other, Juniper would have just which cutest little nickname, by the way. But Junebug would have probably just died on this quest by himself if Mo hadn't loved him, wanted to protect him, and gone. And if they hadn't done it with their combined ways, it wouldn't have turned out the way it did. They wouldn't have come home with her. Like, I think maybe Mo, if he had somehow gotten into this, he would have escaped with her into the mountains or something, and it wouldn't have been the same life. It wouldn't have been the same story. It wouldn't have had the same effect on all the people in the book that it did. So I think it is absolutely a kissing book.
Husband.
I don't think it's a kissing book.
Because you want to be a contrarian?
No, he didn't think it from the get-go.
Let's pause on the contrarian debate here. If I push back against contrarianism, then it's contrary to contrarianism. And if I agree that I'm a contrarian, then I'm not a contrarian.
This sounds like the riddle from a certain movie.
Yeah. No, I think that Junebug caused some chaos. I think that the story, if you remove Junebug from it, I think you get everything kind of works out anyway. So I'm not opposed to the romance element. I thought it was a great story. I just don't think that it was a kissing book. I always put this up against when we ask these questions, I always think of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. If you just take Indiana out of it, nothing happens. Or what was it the Holy Grail, or was that the Last Crusade? I forget. When they if he just doesn't insert himself, nothing bad happens, right? And I think that Junebug kind of inserts himself into and creates these situations. And I don't know, for that, I just don't, love is love. I love it. I just don't think that this is a kissing book, but everybody else can.
Everyone's opinion is fine. I will say, I think that if Junebug hadn't gotten involved, Mo probably wouldn't have gotten involved, and the prince would have, and his minions would have probably just killed the baby dragon.
Or bear.
Yeah.
Bear is a dragon that wants to eat a cat. I just think that's an interesting flex.
You don't think the flex that Bear is a dragon named Bear is a problem?
Yeah,
that
no,
makes sense to you?
No, that's still okay. It's like having it's like having a cat with a human name. To me, that's okay.
She wants to eat the cat, but she's not going to eat the cat because she knows that the cat's friend.
Cats are friends.
Yeah.
But she could.
It's a learning situation.
I want to look inside of Bear's mouth. Also,
probably a bunch of teeth.
Yeah. What is preteen dragon? What's dragon adolescence equate to? Well, yeah. Right. That's why I'm like, ooh. You don't want to, I don't know. When my niece asks me to do funny things, should do funny things, Uncle Nani, that means that she wants me to throw her in the air, right? So when I say no, she gets mad at me. When I'm like, you know what? My shoulder hurts. Can't do this right now. Come see me when the Tylenol kicks in. And she'll be upset. I can't imagine her being a dragon, being do it now. Again and again. And just I'm weeping in a corner. She's like, funny things, Uncle Nani. I don't know.
There's a book I read called When Women Were Dragons by Kelly Barnhill. And it's basically set in the 1950s. And it's basically this feminist, when women basically came into their own and stood up for themselves rather than going back into the pre-war roles, they started turning into dragons. So it was an allegory for feminism or whatever. And then there was this big cover up of no, women didn't turn to dragons. All these women just randomly disappeared. So I think that's what trying to deal with teenage girl dragon and or young adult woman dragon would be. It would be a lot of her flying off in a puff, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm hopeful that there'll be a second book.
Yeah, or just at least even just more books by this author in a similar tone, even if it's not following these particular characters.
The tone was great. Yeah.
Enjoyed it a lot. All right, anything else we would like to say about this book before I wrap it up?
I thought it'll double down on the narrator part. It was just really well executed as an audiobook. And I think for as much as the trope kind of story is kind of like, we only have one bed, they made a joke out of it, the whole book. Like I was like, yeah, that's good. This is fantastic.
I love when something guy's self-aware.
The comedic kind of like Seinfeldian, like, there's a fire. Oh shit, my pants. Why they're in the fire? You know, it's like, what happened? And then you got to explain that away at some point. You know, it's like there's just a pantsless June bug hanging out there. It's like, okay, cool. I almost got like, it was almost like I almost got these, like, I'm trying to think of a character that was like chaotic and like just well-intentioned, where you just know it's going sideways, almost like Nathan Lane. Like, I don't know. I got to think on that, but I could see that playing out. Like, it's good.
Okay. All right, so thanks for listening to Of Swords and Soulmates. Before we go, make sure to check out the show notes, rate, review, and subscribe to us on your podcast app of choice. It helps others to find us. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Of Swords and Soulmates. Check us out on our website, ofswordsandsoulmates.com. If you'd like to offer suggestions for a future episode, book recommendation, or discussion topic, feel free to reach out to us on the DMs of any of those options. If you want to read along with us as we prep for a new episode and get chapter by chapter, occasionally unhinged interactions, join our Fable app book club by searching for the Of Swords and Soulmates book club. And last but not least, we hope you'll join us in 2 weeks for our next episode, when we will be watching and discussing the 1986 classic masterpiece movie Labyrinth.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Ashley's not, but I'm looking forward to it.
Just a little.